I'm here with Hayley Baxter from JPB & Co Accounting Solutions.
I've got about 20 to 25 clients, and I typically work with limited company business owners, and I focus on the bookkeeping side of life and the management accounts, budgeting, forecasting, rather than the tax and statutory side of life.
What did you do before you started?
I worked at a large contract catering company. I was head of the financial planning team there. I had enough of the corporate world, as they say. I didn't have a plan when I left, I just left. I had some time off, and then I started my own business about 6 months later. It was almost by accident. I just had 3 friends of friends, people asking, could you help such and such body with their bookkeeping? And it just grew from there. And as I started to do it without all the sort of corporate pressures, I realised actually I really enjoy it. I suppose I was drifting. I'd set up my business a few years earlier. I had some clients. I had some corporate clients that I did contract work for as well. And I didn't really know where I was going. I was just doing it and then going around in circles. Do I want to do this? Is it what I want to do? Or should I just do something else? I don't know. I was just drifting. I didn't really have a focus. I didn't really know. And the single biggest thing for me in all of it was the confidence and the belief that I could do it, especially from working in industry rather than practice. That was a big thing. At the start of this year, I decided that I needed to make some decisions and I wanted things to be different. And then I stumbled across the boot camp in February. I'd never heard of it before, particularly. And I listened to all of the sessions and I was just like, this is what I need. This is the bit that's been missing. I'd never really heard of you or Joe before, and you were just both such lovely people and were so open with everything that you shared. I just knew that taking that leap into it and investing in it would really, I don't know, I just knew it would change things for me, because it would just give me that focus and that direction and belief, because you're a viewer and you can see it in all of your videos. So I did the startup program and the Success Lounge, and all the way through it, the undertone is you can do it, you can do this, however you want to do it in your way, you can do it. And that never goes away, and that made such a big difference to me.
Oh, Hayley, that's really lovely to hear. We do believe that, and we know you can do it, and like you are doing it.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about it like that, and that really means a lot, because that's empowerment is something that's really core to me. So yeah, but it's really good to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
Good.
I'll try not to get all emotional. If Jo was here, she'd be just on the floor crying. What's changed about how you feel in terms of your confidence and in terms of your focus and direction now?
So I think what's changed is, and this came from working through the programme, because it takes you through everything from the very beginning and you almost step back before you step forward. And I've probably done that in a bigger way than perhaps some other people do. And I wanted to make sure that I had everything in place so that I don't go backwards. And so I think the difference is, by working through all those steps in the programme, it's really enabled me to be really clear about what types of people I want to work with, where I want to go, how much money I want to make from it, how I want it to fit in my life. And doing that process has just been really helpful. Like a lot of people do at the start of a business, you just get the clients you get and you go with it. But I think the biggest change for me is I really want to work with limited companies rather than sole traders. That's who I enjoy working with. That's where I get the most, I think I can help them the most as well. And that was definitely a change, because before you just think, oh, I'm a bookkeeper, so I'll do anybody's books, which I will. I won't necessarily turn people away. But I think I understand more that that set of client, or that particular type of client, is a better fit for me. And in return, they will get more value out of me than somebody else would.
That's great. And has your confidence improved in a way that you feel you can get yourself out there and speak to those people more than you were able to before?
Yes, yeah, it definitely has. And I really want to ramp that up and to try and start getting the new customers in. I focus very much on the back office. and processes, and making sure all of that bit is how I want it to be, so that we can grow quite quickly because we've done that foundation work. I've done a lot of work on pricing, a lot of work on my offer, a lot of work on who I want to work with, and how I make those sales connections and onboarding without me becoming a bottleneck. I've got a new person starting in September who I'm hoping is going to take my work off me, so that I can really grow without me being the person doing the work, which again is a massive shift from where I was before.
I see that you're thinking bigger, because that's part of what this is. You're like, actually, if I want to get those fees, because your confidence has grown, you know that you don't have to play small. I think lots of people protect themselves at the beginning, and I just work with the smaller companies because I can handle it. And then actually, as confidence grows, you're like, actually, no, you know what? Why can't I have some bigger clients? And that gets you to your goal quicker. So I can see that there's been a change there.
When I heard you on the boot camp, you just both seemed such nice, lovely, friendly, approachable people that weren't preaching to others. You weren't telling people how it should be done, but you were giving them the opportunity to do it in their way.
Yeah, it would be really easy for us to say, do it like this, structure it like this, go for these clients, but it's individual and unique to everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, and so both of you, again, that message came through, and again, even all the way through the course, through the program, it's all about, there isn't a right or wrong in terms of how much money you do or don't want to make, or how many hours you do or don't want to work. It's about creating a business that works for you and your life. So that was something that drew me to it. I liked that you could work through it at your own pace, and you could go back and revisit it, re-watch it if you needed to, instead of it just being like a one-off. You're both so open and honest about, this is the way that I did it, and these are the things that I reflected on or learned from that. I'll share that with you, and then you can make your own choices about it. You don't have to do it that way, but this is what I learned. And that's the benefit, isn't it? That, you know, and that's why I was so conscious about doing it, because part of the whole premise of the program is that if you have had businesses, done things of your own, and you can share that knowledge. And I have done things, but there are things that I haven't done. So it's about trying to use that knowledge so that I can get to an end result quicker.
I think that's it. It's like, why reinvent the wheel when lots of people have made loads of wheels already?
Yeah, but you don't think like that when you're starting out. And I always think it's really funny that you don't even think like that when you're an accountant or you're a bookkeeper and you've worked in finance teams and businesses for years and years, and you can talk to anybody about how a P&L works, or what's going well in somebody's business, or how they should make more money or could make more money, but then when it comes to yourself, you're like, oh my God, I can't do that. I don't know how to run a business. I don't know how to understand my P&L. And it's crazy.
I think sometimes we're afraid to ask as well, because we feel like we should know everything, and we don't want to expose ourselves as not knowing something, and we can't know everything. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right.
What's next for you then, Hayley? What's going to happen for you before the end of the year?
So I'm hoping before the end of the year, I will have new clients coming in. I will have onboarded my new colleague and passed over all of my day-to-day client work in the main to them. At the moment, I still do some contract work. It's my buffer.
Can I ask you, how can you get rid of the buffer? How can you make it so you don't need that?
So that's my 2024 goal is to have grown enough within the business so that if and when, because it will drop off and that work eventually, but if and when that does happen, it won't matter, because I will have already replaced that money.
Yeah, it's good. Well done. It's really exciting. I'm really pleased for you. Thanks, Hayley. Nice to speak to you.